Benjamin Okeze Carlo, representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. Arise.
From the hallowed chambers, his voice resonates crystal clear.
You say you shared money recently, and I represent the constituency, and there are 360 of us, and all of them are saying we are not feeling the impact.
He's the unmistaken voice of Undi Bende and the image maker of the House of Representatives.
Swept away houses and roads in communities like Mpa, Umimenyi, Uzitem, and Bende. Mr. Speaker,
he's a committed, courageous, articulate, and deeply impassioned lawmaker with the plight of his constituents.
Joining me now on the political segment is Honorable Benjamin Kalu, who's the spokesman of the House of Representatives.
Ben Kalu's mandate gives you first-hand information on the activities of the member representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, as well as his position on national issues. Ben Kalu's mandate airs on Flow 94.9 FM, Vision Africa 104.1 FM, and Real 99.1 FM every Tuesday by 10:30 a.m. Ben Kalu's mandate, gains of quality representation.
Gone for the cashless policy in the monetary policy or the fiscal policy of this nation. And therefore, lack of access to these raw cash in circulation will deter these insurgents and these terrorists, these kidnappers who will kidnap and ask for a ransom, to know that there is nowhere they can get the money from because all the money is in the bank. And if they give a bank account for the money to be transferred to, they will be caught. So it's another way of making sure that the money in circulation is mobbed up into the bank, increasing the value of the bank, and then also that the new money that is created, that is, change, the currencies that we have changed, will help to avoid, a lot of money being in the hands of people, which means accessibility to this money by the new policy will bring the money into the bank, but not release the money outside the bank. And the policy is saying 20,000 daily withdrawal limit and 100,000 weekly withdrawal limit. And one will wonder whether the CBN by this policy have gone outside the provisions of the law. And one section of the country have argued that there is an infringement of people's fundamental right, which is right to their property. And by touching that fund, restricting people from having their money, now you are infringing on Section 44 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, and that place talks about the right to property, like I mentioned, and this includes both movable property and also interest in immovable property. So that has been the argument. Have they infringed on that particular? The other people argued and said there is no infringement. The only thing is that there is a higher cost for you to withdraw beyond 100,000 in a week. So be ready to let go of 5% of whatever you are withdrawing above 100,000. So we are not saying you don't have access to your money, but now we are putting a condition for you to have access to your money. But the other school of thought is still insisting that by increasing the unintended precondition, which was not there at the time they established their relationship with the banks, that you have restricted them from having access to their property, which is against the spirit and the letter of Section 44. But beyond that, there has been this argument also with regards to whether or not Section 2 of the Money Laundering Act 2022 have been infringed on. because that Money Laundering Act, which we just passed, says that for individuals, 5 million naira is the withdrawal limit, and for corporate bodies, 10 million naira is the withdrawal limit. So if you want to change the withdrawal limit, when there is an extant law that has put a particular amount in place, you need to amend that extant law before you can go against it. So that is the debate that is out there, and I'm sure that erudite scholars and refined minds in the judiciary have gone to courts. I heard of our own very own Femi Falana, has gone to court and is questioning whether or not this CBN policy is not against the people.
If you would let me come in now, it seems you are not in sync with those who argue that the CBN governor has in recent times undermined the position of the National Assembly, given that, like you mentioned, in quick succession, we've seen the policy of Naira redesign and how the backlash that came alongside it. Now the cashless policy, which is set to...
I was coming. You have to be patient. I was coming to that. We're talking about the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and you have to start from one to the other. I have mentioned the Money Laundering Act, what it says and what is the argument. I have mentioned the Constitution. Money Laundering Act is Section 2 of the Money Laundering Act of 2022. I've also mentioned Section 44 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria with regards to fundamental human rights. And then the next is the CBN Act, Section 8, Subsection 4 and Subsection 5, which has to do with the policy formulations of CBN. The provisions of that particular enactment states that the CBN periodically should engage with the National Assembly for the purposes of updating them on policies that they are about churning out or defending the policies they have churned out. And in our record, we found out that the evidence presented or the testimony presented by the members of the Banking and Currency Committee of the House, which are not, but they were questioned on, during plenary, reflected the fact that that engagement has not been taking place. That policy briefing section has not been taking place. And if that did not take place, if that was not considered before CBN, in successive pattern, churn out impactful policies without the view of the legislature, we would like to ask certain questions. Why? Because not carrying the legislature along has affected the level of understanding of the legislature on this policy, and that is why our constituents are questioning us, and we don't have the right answer to give them because we have not had a stakeholders meeting with the CBN. So based on that, we have moved a motion which was supported by myself during the last plenary session that the CBN governor and his team should be invited for us to have an engagement with them. And the purpose of that engagement is just to find out the reasons behind the formulation of these policies and to justify it or to amend it so that the people will be at the center of that policy. Because every public policy must have the interest of the people at its center while formulating it to make for easy implementation without occasioning undue hardship on the people of Nigeria.
Now, without preempting that very dialogue between the Green Chambers, of course, and the governor of the CBN, what if he refuses to renege on his earlier stand in terms of the withdrawal policy and all that come next year? What would be the reaction of the National Assembly? Let it pass?
We are not calling the CBN governor to wear boxing gloves with him. We are calling him in line with the proposition of Section 8, Subsection 4 and 5 of the CBN Act to come and update us with all the policies made within this period, even beyond this currency change and withdrawal limit policy. There are other policies that we'll be engaging with him to find out what informed those policies, and I'm sure he'll be able to answer us satisfactorily. But if that fails, when we get to that bridge, we will cross it.
Okay, before we leave that very issue, one will be saying, why are they dwelling so much on it? Like Honorable Benjamin said, it's good we understand the nitty-gritty and the rudiments thereof as to have better opinion when such discourse is raised anywhere as citizens of the country. But then it's still in tandem with that very cashless policy, Honorable Ben. Some believe it would help a little bit come 2023 in terms of the elections, reduce how much politicians brandish cash before the electorates, and of course reduce drastically inducement of voters. I don't know where you stand with this very hypothesis.
Well, you might call it hypothesis, but I would say that the policy is all bad. There are pros and cons to that policy, and one of the pros is just what you mentioned now, which was re-echoed by Mr. President in his Daura House last week, where he was saying that I want candidates of various parties to face the election without anyone having an undue advantage over the other, which means let it be based on popularity, not on the power of your purse, not on the strength of your pocket. Let it be based on who the people want, not who is able to outbuy the other person. So I think that is one of the things that will be beneficial during this coming election, where people who are expecting money bags to be moving up and down, confusing the people with the colors of money, will be shocked, because people are going to be voting based on records. They're going to be voting based on what they have known about you, what you have done for them in the past, who you are, and what you're going to do for them in the future, what you're telling them you're going to do for them in the future, the strength of your manifesto, the practicability of your manifesto, and how relevant it is with regards to their needs, and what is the strategy you have to solving those needs. So these are the things, and that is how it's supposed to be in any democratic climb that is seeking towards advancing is democracy. Nigeria is one of those that want to advance our democracy, and these major steps must be taken to make sure that we advance it. It might be harsh on some people, but overall, it will sanitize, the polity. There will be no so much money to pay your thugs that you want to give money to go and cause mayhem. There will be no so much money to pay security officers to help you do what you used to do or you are planning to do. There'll be no much money to go and be sharing people who are going to cast the vote based on their conscience and confusing them with the colors of the money, because there is hunger in the land. So let every man vote according to his conscience. That is one of the benefits of this policy. So we can't take it from that.
Interesting. And of course, Nigerians are watching with keen interest to see how this impacts on the election come 2023. And we hope it's going to be a positive one, possibly a watershed in the history of Nigeria's politics and elections over time. Honorable Ben, if you wouldn't mind, can we fly back to Lisbon and look at what happened there? Let's talk about the experience you've garnered so far before we talk in the aftermath of the takeaways from that very Unite Global Summit. Let's talk about the experience now. You sat with other astute parliamentarians and, of course, resource persons from different entities across the world, and brainstorming, sharing knowledge of how things could be done better, so in terms of health in the wake of any impending looming pandemic. But let me talk about your experience. How much of an impact has it had on you returning to the country?
Thank you very much. As you know, I was the only representative from Nigeria that was chosen to attend that event, which was actually paid for by United Nations under the auspices of UNAID, and also paid for by WHO and the World Bank. They were the ones who sponsored that engagement. And to be chosen as one of the parliamentarians interested in health policy and recognized around the world because of my contribution to the fight against malaria, tuberculosis, AIDS, and HIV, means that what we're doing is being recognized around the world. We are fighting to make sure that global health safety is something that occupies a front burner in all policies of various nations, starting from Nigeria to Africa and the world at large, because Nigeria is still lagging very behind when it comes to complying with the resolutions of the Abuja Declaration that pegged the budget percentage that should go to health to be 15%. We are still battling on 5 or a little above 5, which is not actually what it ought to be. So that because of that, we have so many challenges that has faced us as a nation. But we are marching forward to make sure that we become better than we were. And that was why some of us stood up against the call against the funding of malaria recently, where some people were very vocal that malaria, can we be buying malaria nets and all the rest of them. I stood up and I lobbied the parliament, brought the Senate and the House of Representatives, and today that World Bank facility for malaria intervention for nets, that Islamic Bank intervention has gone through. You know, and you'll be surprised to know that most of the nets, by the time they are done, will be produced in our own very state, in Abia State, and that runs into millions of dollars that will be coming into Abia State, and it will be creating a lot of jobs in Abia State, and Abia State tax is going to go up because we are here fighting for what is good for the nation. And beyond that, I have been a front crusader for tuberculosis. You know that we have a tuberculosis and leprosy center around Uzuakoli Aziz, in Bende, the federal constituency. So I've had this passion because those who have HIV are killed majorly by tuberculosis than any other disease. And you'll be shocked that daily that people are dying of tuberculosis around the world. Up to about 4,000 people die daily on tuberculosis. So I've been on the front burner because I belong to the Global TB Caucus, and I've also won a national award as one of the crusaders for global TB eradication in the whole world. So as a parliamentarian, it is good for you to choose a particular space where you will lead your advocacy as a member of the parliament. So you choose a caucus to belong to. Mine is health. I have passion for global health security. So we gathered in Portugal. Some of us were selected, 30 of us were selected from different parts of the world, and we gathered in Portugal to look at where we are coming from COVID, how it took us unawares, what we have done, criticize what various nations have done about it, and what could be done to prepare ahead of any other one that is coming tomorrow, what we did wrong, what we could improve on, what we did right, what we can sustain. So we sat down in Portugal, going through the numbers, going through the strategies, and also looking at the future health. What is the future? What is the demand for future health? Many people don't know that the world is going into what they call digital health, where data is used to handle health-related issues more efficiently. So where science and technology investment in science and technology, to enhance digital health is the talk of the day. So we are looking at that. We're also looking at the challenges of Africa with regards to vaccination. You remember during the COVID, while we had to sit for a long time begging for the advanced countries to send us vaccine, while they were getting their second doses and third doses, we are still battling to get the first line of vaccine. I debated on the issue to have it produced in 100 days, but not only having it produced in 100 days, to also have it distributed within 100 days. Because if you produce in 100 days, like that is the target of that summit, to have vaccines produced in 100 days. If you produce in 100 days and it is not distributed within another 100 days, it means that the essence of producing it in 100 days have been defeated, because time is of the essence when there is a health emergency. Therefore, the proximity of the production plants of this vaccine must be positioned in a way that it will be accessible to various regions. Not producing in America and sending to us in Africa, not producing in Europe and sending to us in Africa. We must have a particular plant in Africa which will be able to cater for the needs of the vulnerable here in Africa. So that way we'll be able to bridge that gap of waiting for supply chain difficulties that might impact negatively on the number of days that is expected to have this thing in. So those and among other things were some of the things we deliberated on.
Interesting. Of course, we look forward
including hepatitis B and hepatitis C. We look at that.
I look forward to
hepatitis B and also hepatitis C. So yeah.
Interesting. We look forward to the positive impact thereof, and we know it's going to be very immense.
Thank you.
But Honorable, we'll due for a break now, so when we make a return, we'll delve into politics. I mean, there's no way we would have this conversation and it will be absolute without talking politics and what is happening, especially with the campaigns gathering momentum even higher, hitting fever pitch, and we get the entire thing from the aspect of Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu. But now we've been looking at things from, stemming from the National Assembly, especially with Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu representing Bende Federal Constituency joining the conversation eventually, and so we have more for the taking. Just remember that there is a point where you would get involved in the conversation. At that very point, you could start putting down your questions, which you would need answers to, and of course he will definitely prefer answers to that there. Thank you for staying with us, Honorable Benjamin Kalu. It is still Ben Kalu's mandate.
Thank you for having me.
All right, let's go to politics now. We are gradually getting into the campaign season, or we are in it already, aren't we? A lot is happening in terms of security in the southeast. What do you think leaders in the southeast needs to do to ensure security of the citizens, most especially with the celebration of the Christmas in touching distance? And of course, we know that most of our people may be traveling down here. Some could be scared of even coming down here. And so something needs to be done, a proactive measure.
Thank you very much for raising this. It's a major concern, and I've always said it, that the security of lives and properties of our people, as allowed by the Constitution, is the primary purpose of government. Government should sit up in getting this job done. And when I mean government, it's not just government at the federal level, even government at the state level and the local government level. They should be energized to be able to stand and protect their state. If every man protects his local government and protects his state, the nation will be a safe place. But when we leave everything for federal government to handle, it becomes an issue. It's a responsibility for all. It's a norm, it is normal. It's accepting, the act of deviance has been our culture. It is not our culture as Igbos to kill one another. It is strange to us. It's not our culture. We don't kill one another. We protect one another. This strange culture that has come in under any guise should not be allowed. And therefore, the reorientation of our youths should start from the traditional rulers, from the families actually. Parents should be able to speak to their children and tell them the values in preserving life and the danger and the causes involved in spilling another person's life. The person you spill his blood, he might be weaker than you, but that blood that goes to the soil of Igbo land will forever be stronger than you and your generations. That blood that touches the land of the Igbos, you kill your fellow brother, and his blood touches the soil. That soil will always, till the end of time, fight your generations unborn with one thing or the other. So why do we want to bring this kind of burden upon ourselves? And these are the kind of things that as parents we should be educating our children. That violence is no, especially when it is violence against your own people. We are not at war. If we are at war and you spill blood, that is different. Even in the Bible days, it happened, but we are not at war. How can we be at war with ourselves? Destroying, when I watch some of these videos and see my fellow brothers, slaughtering their own brothers without mercy, and calling that agitation, and calling that expression of our anger, and calling that we want to show that we are powerful. No, you are weak. It can only be a weak man that kills his own brother. Strong men, and I can no law. You don't come home and show how strong you are. Let me tell you, in Bende, sometimes I'll be so offended, people will make me so angry. But when you remember that these are your brothers and your sisters, you keep quiet. But outside, if they try that, another person from outside tries that, you will show them that they would decay. But at home, you don't do that. You don't show strength at home. So all the young men and all the young women and all the people involved in showing strength at home, it is uncalled for. How can we destroy what we struggle to build? Do you know the cars that you bought belonging to your brother? It took him years to raise the money to buy it. He did not steal money from government. It wasn't like it was a government contract. They made money. We have been trying to be through self-help to survive as a people. I am appealing to my brothers. I cannot say the people who are doing it, if they are Igbos, they are my brothers. Unless some people are claiming to be Igbos and they are perpetrating this hardship, this pain, this violence against our people. And if that is the case, we must stand up and say no to it. And say no, you cannot solve one problem by creating another. You do not say, okay, I want this thing to happen, so let me destroy the whole community before this will happen. No, that is not that. In this age and time, that is still lobbying. There is space for great advocacy that will help us achieve. Okay. So my message is that from the family to the community leaders, take up your role. Start having periodic meetings. Start calling town hall meetings in your village squares. Set up the vigilante of the youth to be able to look out for activities that are not common among you. The traditional rulers, don't just take the traditional title and sit in the city. Stay at home and organize your people, and make sure as a king that you secure the lives of the people under you. Okay. Local government chairman and councillors, you have a work to do there. If there is a security vote for you, use it and make sure that those who are in charge of security, like the vigilante groups, that they are well paid, that they are giving the resources that they need to protect us. And youths be willing to work in the vigilante group so you can protect the lives of your fathers and your mothers and your aunties. So this is the way we can go, not blaming one particular leader or the other. It's something that all of us must put our hands together to work and achieve and put our place and make ourselves more secure.
It is something everybody must do jointly, collectively. All hands must be on deck. That is the words of Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu. We're getting closer to the point when we have you join the conversation. But lastly, Honorable Ben, there were projects, of course, you mentioned were due for commissioning, and we equally want to find out if there are those that are still being taken care of, being worked upon, in progress.
Yeah, we have the mega water project in Ozitem. The tank stand is up there and it's carrying 20,000 liters, and we are going to distribute it to 20 locations, each location having 4 discharging points within 3-kilometer radius. That is for the south, Bende South. For Bende North, we are also working in Item, and the tank is up. Reticulation is going to start soon. We are talking with the contractors, and it will also go within 3-kilometer radius. So if you are living within 3 kilometers of that particular water project, you will get water, and it will come in 4 discharging points. That is being worked on. And we're using a special tank that is doesn't get rusty. It's a special tank. Bende is one of the places they are using it as a pilot project. It's being used around the world, but Bende is one of the places it's going to be used as a pilot project in Nigeria. Now, beyond that, we have a health center that is starting in Ameku, Iten. The paperwork has been done. The contractor will move in there soon. Ugweke Town Hall, a massive town hall going on there. They're about to roof in there. Alai, they have painted. They're about furnishing the school that will build for them. And we are going to Umuhu soon. We are going to Item Road soon. And we are going to Zuakoli soon for the road. Just remaining few things for the contractor to move into site. And the site we're supposed to work, we have a little interference there, which we are trying to resolve, and so we'll continue like we have done in other places when we did the Tumbuzo Road and other things. So we're going to take that out of the way and then move into site as quickly as possible.
Okay.
We also have a school that will be starting at Uzuakole, Uvarel Primary School. There is a school that is springing up there. We also have another school that is springing up at LG, Okokitem. That's a block of classroom that is also coming up there soon. And we are fighting to continue the road leading to Itumbuzo. And we wanted to use the fund we are getting to push the one of Okoneji from where we stopped. But gladly yesterday I heard that the distinguished Senator Ojikalo has decided to put another kilometer there at Okoneji. So, you know, what we're doing, if it's working there, I'll move my own to another place because there are so many places that needs help in Bende. So that partnership is working around our place. So we will now push it to Itumbuzo to extend the road, because the truth is that Itumbuzo people are still having challenges with their road, especially when you look at the axis of Ntalako. God will help us to achieve that. So these are some of the things that are on the pipeline as we speak. Some have been finished. Also, it's important to note that the work, if you go to Nkwa, you will see for yourself, the work on that axis has gone up so well. They gave me 15th for the handover, but I don't think that 15 is going to work. I'm hoping that within maybe about 20 something of this month, they'll be done with those roads. But they've gone quite far on those roads. Our pain is on Alai Road. We are trying to go back to that Alai to fill up the places the rain destroyed, increase the drainage, and then do asphalt. This we will do within this dry season. God helping us. So those are the things we have in the Bible.
All right. It's the point when we get you involved, of course, there isn't any way we will complete Ben Carlos' mandate this morning without having to talk to you. So call us now, 080818269490.
Yeah, before you do that.
Or 0811.
Before you do that, please, let me mention. Yeah, before you do that, let me mention these. Quickly, please. I heard of a pool that is being conducted by one organization. I don't know where they are based, but it appears that it's for the whole country, from the presidential position to the House of Assembly position. When we heard of it, we were excited, and we started, mobilizing our supporters who were not online active to get online and be active and try to vote for us. But along the line, it's like we observed that people were doing double voting. We observed that the credibility of the platform either was compromised or it was deliberate. And so we stopped inviting people to vote for us, though they say we are leading in that poll, but we want to withdraw from that poll because the integrity of the platform we're not so sure about it. It's important to mention that.
Okay, so let's take the reactions of our listeners now. 08081826949 or 08116052949. You can send a message to 010650. I'll confirm the number, but let's take the call now. Good morning. Do call back. We lost that very one. 0906510829. Send your messages to that very number, and we will give it due diligence. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Thomas.
Good to have you join the conversation. Name and location.
I am Dr. Pengaja. My name is Obama. I am calling from Bosse, the hometown of His Excellency, Dr. Alexander Kiamakoti. Good morning, Honorable.
I've told you time and
again. Good morning, Honorable. Honorable, good morning.
Okay. Good morning. How are you?
No problem, sir. So I want to ask you something. I want to know. Who is the candidate of governorship candidate of APC? Is it Tikete Melik or Uchoga? I want to know this thing because this thing is something I just want to know. Who is the governorship candidate of APC?
Thank you very much. Thank you. He will definitely respond in time. Put the call straight to 080818269949 or 0811605299. Good morning.
Good morning.
Kindly tell us your name and location and go ahead.
Okay, this is Mr. Eze Nikalo calling from Abioma. You can call me this indicator. I want to use the opportunity to thank our Honorable Ben Carlos for his good works in Bende. And I'm very, very much proud of him, including our distinguished Senator Ojoza Carlos, Senator of Abiano, not Senator Zone. They are doing a very good work. They have distinguished themselves as leaders indeed. And they have shown us that outside lawmaking, which is the primary work of a legislator, that a legislator can attract road projects. Before, what we used to hear is their work is to make law. But now they are now to prove other people wrong that a legislator can equally attract road projects. I'm very much proud of them. And I'm promising him and the distinguished senator of UK that by God grace, come 2023, they will go back again. They will continue to represent the good people of Abia North and Bende, respectively. And everybody is seeing their good works, they should continue. God will continue to bless them, to protect them, and to preserve their life. That's my prayer in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much for your contribution and your prayers, of course. Well accepted. Put the course still to 080818269949 or 081160529949. Good morning. Can you turn down the volume on your radio?
Hello.
Simply deafening. Please call back, and when you do, ensure you turn down the volume on your radio so we could have, a seamless conversation. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Let's take this one. Good morning.
Good morning, Wizzy.
Good to have you join us. Name and location. Go ahead.
My name is Kiri. I am calling from Umukrog, Ngwase, the villa of the Senate represented at the Central National Assembly, 2023, Honorable Danity Wokocha. Mr. Speaker, every leader has to work for the masses. Every leader has to work for the masses. If a leader didn't bring the masses together, they didn't bring anything tangible for the masses, they cannot send them back, because if they are sending them, the one is sending them, if they didn't perform well, the masses cannot send them again. Now, we need somebody at the road, not the law, not the judge of lava for a House of Representatives. We need somebody who go there and make law and bring something for the masses. We need somebody and go there and bring something for the masses.
Thank you very much. Wrap up your thoughts now.
Carlo and the other the way the work are doing, I don't know. That is the work. That is the person we need. Like our honorable member, Honorable Danity Wokocha, have tried to make law and bring something, road, infrastructure, development, empowerment for the masses. Let God bless Honorable Danity Wokocha, bless the Labour Party, bless Alex Shoti.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution. More of the course now. Let's take this one. Good morning.
Good morning.
Name and location. Go ahead.
It's Eda. I will talk from Asia for Hunter precisely. Please, I just want to appreciate what they are doing, the senators, but I have a simple question to ask. Why is it that anytime we want to do election, you will see our senators running helter-skelter to do one project or the other in the community? Secondly, in my community, a particular senator installed solar energy, 10 of them. If I should make a precise account of the cost of that, that should be 30,000 per one, and that is 300,000. And he is converting for food from our community.
Can you kindly wrap up your thoughts or your question now, so that we can give others a chance?
Thank you very much. That is just what I want to chip in. Why are they doing this to us?
Thank you very much. Honorable, I'm sure you've been listening to these reactions. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me start with the last person. Let the point be made clear. Not in Abia North. We didn't just start working because the election is close by the side. Dr. Ojikalo has been working from day one till now. I have been working from day one till now. And so is Kiroye Joshua, all APC representatives. They started working from the time the first whistle was blown. So maybe you're talking about other senators, not this cream of people. Anybody can attest. And Abia know that Ojikalo started working from day one, and there are multiple projects to attach to his name. The same goes for me. I also heard him say the solar power is 30,000. I wonder what kind of solar power is that? The kind of solar power my own I'm seeing is solar power that goes to almost 400,000. There are different qualities actually. If you see one solar power of Benjamin Carlo solar power in your premises, you should be able to know that that is costing almost 400,000. It's not the one that dies tomorrow. It's the one that stays very, very long and it's quite bright. You can compare it with other solar energies, and you street light, you will see a difference. There's no 30,000 solar power energy anywhere that some of us are putting out there. So people should appreciate what we are doing. Those things are not kobo. They are not 10 kobo. They cost us a lot, to get from the federal government to give to our people. Okay, having said that, I want to appreciate the gentleman who called to comment what we're doing, and also who tried to appreciate what my colleague Darlington is doing in his own place. He's my friend here, and I'm sure also he's working hard. But he's no longer, he has never been a member of my party, but as a colleague, I know he's working hard in his own area. Now, on the issue of who is the candidate of the party, I'm not INEC. INEC has the list of all the candidates of the party, and it is easier for you to go to INEC and check the list, and you will see for yourself who has been listed as the candidate of the party in all the positions of the election that we're running as a party.
Okay.
So it's good for you to go there. And if there is any, go ahead, take more calls.
Yeah, that's exactly what I had wanted to say. Call us 0808182649 or 0811605249. So messages are already trickling in. Go ahead, send it to 0906510889. We will give it a looking in towards the tail end of the program, but let's take more calls. Morning to you, name and location.
My name is Isaac. I'm calling from Bende. Hello?
Mr. Isaac,
Good morning,
can you go ahead?
Good morning, Honorable. Hello?
Good morning, how are you?
I'm fine. I want to appreciate the good work you are doing in Bende. So, no man. I thought, carry good. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Let's take some messages now. This one is saying, good morning, Honorable Ben. How I wish Isialangwa North and South had a representative like you. By now, we would have gone far. And this is coming from Chinaza Jonah from Isialangwa. This one says, good morning, Wisdom and Honorable Ben Carlo in the studio. It's Nnamdi Ogidi from Bende. Frankly speaking, Honorable Benjamin Okezie Kalu is fit for the job he went in to do at Abuja and should be sent back to NAS and to finish the good work he is doing. And he says thanks. Looking at another message, this one says, Honorable, good morning. Perhaps I'll just take the message anyway. It says, Honorable, good morning. I had problem with my wife at CS at FMC and she lost the baby. Okay, let me move on. This one says, sir, I am... Let's look at the comments on Facebook. This one says, thank God. Oh, no, that's not basically for us. This one says, Honorable Benjamin Carlo, what have... Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, name and location. Go ahead.
Johnson, and I'm calling for Bende.
Go ahead.
I am calling to appreciate Honorable Benjamin Carlo for one thing that he has done that has become so difficult for the state to have done for us for over 15 years. I mean, our road in Talaco, in Tumbos of Talaco, through Okopedi. You know, even initiating the first part from Etitiolo upward is an improvement. And over the radio now, I heard him say he would continue. Honorable Biko, we need you to finish up that road. If it is the only thing, we would remember that some government official did for us. We would never forget and we would always continue to appreciate. We also saw little improvement in the schools. Honorable, lack of water, bad road. The erosion has torn the larger part of Okopedi Road apart. Akwa Ibom has embarrassed us by doing that part of their own road down to our covered there, but we can't access our own place.
Thank you very much.
For you, we would not have even been able to come back. So we appreciate you, sir, and we'll continue to support you. Please, sir, by this time next year, we should be singing a different song, dancing in that particular room, courtesy of you and the senator.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Time isn't our friend anymore. Honorable, can we get your final reactions as we get set to pack our baggages as to leave the studio?
Yeah, I just want to say that I really appreciate some of you who are truthful in observing the effort that we are making, you know, which comes with a lot of sacrifice. Many think it's easy to just come here and then you pluck road or you pluck school or you pluck health center and then you ship it home. And that if you're not doing it, it means that you don't know where to pluck it. It's not easy.
Takes a lot of lobbying, takes a lot of legwork, takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of give and take, a lot of sacrifice. And when you do it, and the social impact is positive, and your people are happy, and they swallow their pride to say thank you, it means a lot to a leader. It means a lot. It motivates you, it gives you new energy to do more. Just like the gentleman who called now from Ntalago. From his voice, you can see the passion that he loves his people and he will want the best for his people. And he appreciates the fact that we have started from Bende through Hitulo, and we are entering Itumbuzo, and very soon it will get to Ntalago. And he's motivating us to do more. I can tell you that Dr. Jekala and myself will not turn our back on the people of Itumbuzo and Ntalago until we get that road to the last point. Keep us in your prayers as we make our effort, and little by little, we will get there. I really appreciate Ben the people for standing beside good governance. I see their private messages, I see their encouragement, and it has nothing to do with party. I can tell you I have a lot of supporters in ABGA, a lot of supporters in Labour Party, a lot of supporters in PDP, a lot of supporters that cuts across political party lines. And we have gotten to the point where it's not about the colors of your party, it's about the individual. What do you have to offer to your people? Not just in words, but in action. How passionate, how patriotic are you towards the concerns of your people? That should be the guiding light towards the coming election. That should be the motivation for you to leave your house to go and vote. If we have made a difference, let us sustain that difference. And it's only your vote that can do it. We may not be able to give you the kind of money they will throw and give to you this period. You know why? Not because we did not see that money, but because while they store their own money, we use our own money to give you road, to give you bridges, to give you school, to give you health centers, to give you seats for your children to sit on, to give scholarship, to give you water to drink, to give you solar energy, and all the rest of them. If we had saved that money in our private bank account, we will be there competing with them, dashing you money. That is the advancement of our democracy. Let it start from Bende.
Okay.
Bende is going to vote for a man who has made a difference in the life of Bende people. Thank you, and I look forward to engaging with you next Tuesday from my holiday location. Because it's a holiday time, it's time to also spend some time with my family. Thank you, and I look forward to hearing from you next Tuesday. God bless you.
Thank you very much, the member representing Bende Federal Constituency in the Green Chambers. Thank you for being a part of Ben Carlos' mandate. Let me sincerely appreciate everyone who added their quota, especially you who called in, dropped your message in the SMS line, dropped your comments on Facebook. Let's do this again, same time, same station, come next week. But at this moment, this is where the cookie will crumble on Ben Carlos' mandate this morning. Do have a lovely Tuesday still ahead. I am Wisdom Thomas. I'm telling you bye-bye for now.
Is Benjamin Okeze Carlo, representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency. I am from Abia State. Arise.
From the hallowed chambers, his voice resonates crystal clear.
You say you shared money recently, and I represent the constituency, and there are 360 of us, and all of them are saying we are not feeling the impact.
He's the unmistaken voice of Undi Bende and the image maker of the House of Representatives.
Swept away houses and roads in communities like Mpa, Umimenyi, Uzita, and Bende. Mr. Speaker,
he's a committed, courageous, articulate, and deeply impassioned lawmaker with the plight of his constituents.
Joining me now on the political segment is Honorable Benjamin Kalu, who's the spokesman of the House of Representatives.
Ben Kalu's mandate gives you first-hand information on the activities of the member representing the good people of Bende Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, as well as his position on national issues. Ben Kalu's mandate airs on Flow 94.9 FM, Vision Africa 104.1 FM, and Real 99.1 FM every Tuesday by 10:30 a.m. Ben Kalu's mandate, gains of quality representation.